I went back and forth about how to mount these, and I thought about pop rivets, and I finally decided to through bolt them with number 6 hardware. So they got little screws in them. Then I used a self-tapping screw to go into that ground tab there. I'm not sure what the purpose of the ground tab is, except to be a contact on the outside of the bulb, because it's got 2 wires for a single filament bulb. The back lights are harder, I have discovered, because the wiring is inside a box here on the back panel of the truck, and it's held in with common screws, machine screws, nuts, etc. And there are 2 screws up here at the top, and there's 2 screws, or there's supposed to be 2 screws down at the bottom. This one's missing one. And as you can see, this chair is in the way, this seat. The situation over here is similar. So I gave a lot of thought to the best way to get this thing apart. I'm not interested in saving the hardware, so I'm willing to do something semi-destructive. So what I did was I drilled the heads off of these 2 screws back here. And now I'm going to figure out how to get the ones that go down. I guess you come up from underneath and get to those. And I don't expect them to be a cakewalk either. But maybe I can grind them off underneath. But all of the wiring and connections for these lights are inside that box. So it's got to come off. Here's what it looks like with that box removed. There's the back side of all the lights. Now I can start getting them off the back of the car with some confidence that I'll be able to hook them back up. This is the actual box that came off of there. Not very exciting. I just realized that if I just splice into these wires, I didn't have to take that box off inside. I ground the screws off anyway, and I'm going to use, well, yeah, I got bolts and nuts I want to put in there, so yeah, the box needed to come off. Okay, got the lights all installed on the back here. Everything's mounted. It's going to take a while to sort out the wiring. I don't know, there may be wiring broken under the vehicle, I don't know. But at least now we got the lights installed. I got these side markers, some aftermarket side marker lights coming to replace these things. These are $189 at Moss Motors. I think I'll do something else. And we're up front here. We got the park and the parking lights on the top and the turn signals on the bottom. The turn signals are clear lenses with amber bulbs in them. Now we got to go in here and figure out where all the juice goes. Today I'm focusing on redoing the headlights on this thing. They aren't in real bad shape, but the wiring inside the plugs were all dry rotted and cracking up when I tried to pull them off the back of the bulbs. These are Lucas bulbs. I wonder if they're original from '70. The headlight buckets themselves are all rusty, and it's just time to get them out of there. So I bought some plastic headlight buckets from Moss Motors that I'm going to stick in there, and they're much simpler and kind of elegant in their simplicity, and they're plastic. Here's the old headlamp bucket. Got a bucket and a bucket, and it's all rusty. It's in really horrible shape. Sorry, my headlights messing things up here. This is the new plastic headlamp bucket from Moss Motors. Very simple. It just clamps the bulb into the ring. It's got some adjuster screws on it. They sent all the hardware to mount it up, although it was kind of flimsy hardware. I think I'm going to put stainless hardware to mount this thing with. But I've got new wires to go in here, so tomorrow we will have headlights in the car. I got the new headlight buckets mounted in here, and they look great. They're not aimed or anything yet. This one's obviously pointing out a little bit to the side here. When I went to put the covers back on these, I don't know, they're escutcheons or something. Put them back on there. Some of these little nylon inserts were either missing or broken up. So my grandson printed a few of them up for me on the 3D printer. I designed them, he printed them, but they do the job very well. So now I'm going to finish putting this cover on. I put the first one on over here with some stainless steel screws, and slowly but surely getting back in place. My wiring up here is a big jumbled mess, but I'm going to get that all tied up and straightened out and everything, and all the lights are working at this point. I found out yesterday the emergency flashers even work. I'm waiting for a flasher for the turn signals. Should show up momentarily. Beautiful. Lights burning, flashing, whatever. You take this stuff for granted until you have to build it from scratch. And it's pretty nice to see it actually operate. And here's the back. I put LEDs in the top lights. I don't have the LEDs for the turn signals, but the side markers are LED.